Coach McCreary from Baseball by the Art, and today's tip is for catchers. Now, in baseball, there's a number of myths that continue to get repeated over and over again, and I heard them and did them when I was younger, and then as you grow up, you eventually realize that that probably wasn't the correct way to do things. You know, an example of that would be telling hitters that they have to keep their back elbow up in order to hit. You hear that a lot from Little League coaches, from fathers. I was taught that as a young kid. And as you get older, you realize that that really doesn't help a batter at all. And in many cases, it can actually hurt a batter get to the ball. So there's a lot of other myths out there, and the one I'm going to talk about today involves catchers. And one of the phrases that catchers will hear a lot is that when you are in the transition of catching and to throw, in terms of throwing runners out who are trying to steal, that you have to bring the ball to the ear. Okay? You hear that quite often, and it really is not a very good way of explaining the throwing technique for a catcher. And there's a few reasons why, and I'll explain it, and not everybody may agree with me, but I'm going to give you my point of view on this one. Whenever we throw a baseball, we have to create a circle. Okay? The bigger the circle, the longer it's going to take to get rid of the ball, but you're also going to develop more power. So every position you play is kind of a balance between quickness and power. If I'm a shortstop and I'm catching a ground ball and need to flip the ball to the second baseman to start a double play, of course I don't need much power at all. The bag is only 10-15 feet away, so I need a lot more quickness than power. So because of that, an infielder, shortstop, will make a very small circle when they throw to second base. Catch and throw, very small circle, because I don't need a lot of power. All I need is quickness. Now, a pitcher, for example, doesn't have to worry about quickness because they can pretty much take the time that they need. And so in most cases, pitcher can use a very large circle and create a big arc, big throwing circle, because they're trying to get the most out of their arm. They're trying to get a lot of power and don't always have to worry about being quick. Outfielder, kind of the same way. They want to get rid of the ball, but they also have to throw the ball very far, so they have to develop more power as well. So an outfielder is going to develop a bigger circle when they throw because they need more power. Well, a catcher kind of needs the combination of both. They need to be quick to get rid of the ball fast, but they also need to throw about 120 feet on their throw, in this case to second base. So they need kind of a balance between the two. Now, let me just give you an analogy here. If I was a boxer and I wanted to throw the hardest punch possible, I would not bring my arm into a fist and bring it to my ear, because I'm not in a very powerful position if I take my hand directly to my ear. Where I would take my hand is pretty much in line with my chest, my upper chest and shoulder right in here, and now I can open up to throw the punch. So we're going to take that same principle and apply it to catching, because we still have to create a little bit of a circle when we throw, because that's how you throw a baseball, but we also want to make sure we generate a lot of power. So the proper technique that I would teach catchers is not to bring the ball to the ear, because we don't have a lot of power from here. Now, on a side note here, whenever I'm dealing with a catcher who has been programmed to bring the ball to the ear, one of the drills that I'll commonly see them do is they will catch a pitch and bring it to the ear and stop, as a way of reminding their body this is where the hand needs to go. Now when the coach says throw, you'll see a very interesting thing happen. In almost every case, the body knows it can't throw from right here. And so even kids who are programmed to bring the ball straight to the rear, when you say throw, watch what happens to the ball. The ball will drop, and then they create that circle in order to throw. So the point is, well, why bring the ball to the ear if I have to drop it into that power position like I'm throwing a punch? Just bring it to that spot. It's one less thing you have to do. So if I bring that ball to my ear, watch the path that the ball takes. From my glove, it comes straight to the ear, and then it creates a circle. Obviously, that is a much longer path that the ball is going to have to take than just going here to my chest and then up and over. This path right here is shorter than this path. But that's how a lot of catchers are taught to bring the ball to their ear and then throw the ball. And it just doesn't really make sense. It adds more time to the process, and even if I did bring the ball right to my ear and didn't drop the ball to throw, I really have no power from this position. My power comes from keeping my hand about chest level. Whether I'm throwing a punch or throwing a baseball or swinging a bat, my hands are pretty much going to start right in this area here because that's where my power comes from. So if you're a catcher, you're creating a circle that starts by bringing the ball pretty much to your upper chest, and then you come up in order to throw. So in my opinion, telling catchers to bring the ball to the ear sets them up for a worse throw, and that's why I think bringing the ball to your ear as a catcher is one of those baseball myths that should go away. Well, I'm Coach McCreary. This is Baseball by the Yard, and thanks for watching, everybody.